So I thought I'd clean this up pretty well, but thought I'd put it through again. And the material I'm using is 5.7 kilos of ram, and I've put this through this table 3 times now. I'm still going on the third time, and I'm still getting gold. It doesn't look like it from here, but that's all heavies. It's hard to see it with this camera and the light I got here, but try to get a bit of shot here. There's a lot of micro gold in that, little hairs basically. See a little bit there. There we go, starting to clear up. So I'm still getting gold out of this bucket. So I'm going to keep putting it through until I don't get gold. I think the process, if I did to make another table like this, I think what I'd do, this is only like a foot long, I'd probably make one like maybe 5 foot long and do this process, and you'd probably get through it a lot quicker, and you'd end up not having to do it over and over and over, because I think by the time it gets through, 5 foot of board, it'd probably catch most of it. But it seems to work well. Pretty basic. There's nothing special here, it's just junk I got laying around. But it is catching it. And I weighed it up this morning in my little jar, and I had 2.8 grams so far. I'm guessing from the material I had being mixed ram, I thought I would have had between 3 and maybe 8 grams of gold on a good day. I was happy with around 5, and I think I'll probably get around 5 out of all this. So I'm still happy with that. It's a bit of a process, but a bit of fun at the same time. Makes you think, because I'm trying to think how I'm going to get this micro gold out of this black powdery material. And what I'm doing is, the gold's so heavy that once I get it to this point, if there's any heavies on there, I just give it a light misting with a spray bottle. And I found most of the heavies stay there, and anything that's not quite gold, or whatever else it is, it just washes off. And that's cleaning it up nicely. I've got another one I'm working on. Give me a sec. Which is this one here. And I've made this just out of crap I had. Cheap bucket from Kmart. That was from Kmart. These are from Bunnings, which is a hardware in Australia. And then I've got it so I can fold this thing up and put the lid back on it. So I'm still working on this. There's a pump at the back here. There's a fitting at the back that's poking out. I'll have another fitting poking at the back end of here, going into a pipe with the jets on it. And I've made it so you can turn these so you can adjust the level where you want it. So I'm trying to make something that's more portable, something I can just pack up and put away, because that mess on the table, it's going to be painful to put away. Because it's all just crap I've had laying around. So I'm probably planning on making a more portable one so I can just pack it up when I'm done with it, put it away, and then bring it out next time. I did put a little vibrator on here. Doesn't seem to make too much of a difference. You might as well just tap on the side, does the same thing. Yeah, anyway, I would like to make a shaker table, but that's down the track. I'll do that, and I might use something like an orbital sander or something to vibrate it. I don't know, I'll figure that out when I come around to it. Yeah, anyway, as you can see, none of that stuff's moving, it's stuck there. And what I do now is I'll turn the flow off. Just let that drain for a second. I'd be catching gold down here too. You see it all there. So I know there's still gold going off the end because I can see it. You can see it clear as day there. So when I stop seeing gold down here, I'll know I've got it all. But yeah, still some decent gold sitting there in these little scratches. It's a very tedious thing to get out mechanically. I mean, ideally you'd just use chemicals, but I'm just trying to do it mechanically because not everybody has access to chemicals. So I'm thinking of ways, how can you get this out semi-efficiently using mechanical means? And you know, gold's still heavy, so it still sits there. So now get me a little credit card out. And what I'm doing here is I'm scraping it up the board. And this pulls it out of the mat. Just work my way across slowly. Sorry, I'm trying to watch the board and not my camera at the moment, so it could be all over the place. Try and make this water run off on an angle so if there's any gold sort of sitting in it, it'll recatch itself on that mat before it ends off the bottom. Most of it stays up here though. So keep going, scratch it back a bit further. Once I've got it back up here again on the first run, what I'm doing is I'm turning the water back on just to flush off any of that black stuff that's still sitting there that I've disturbed now. So I'll bring it back up a fair way. And you'll see when I turn the water flow back on, it sort of just, the gold just stays there. Alright, so it just rinsed off any other micro powdery black stuff. And then I'll scratch this up a board again. And then I'll use my little snuffer bottle to try and capture all that. Because this is like a foam, it sort of holds the water like a sponge. So as I'm pulling this stuff out using this card, you see it all there, look at that. This is the third time I've put this through this. Lots of little bits of gold there. So yeah, anyway. Micro gold. It's very tedious, but this mat seems to hold it well, which I'm happy with. This was some mat I found at some dollar shop. It was like a bit of spongy mat for art and craft. And I'm pretty happy with how it holds the gold, really. So I'm going to keep doing this until I don't see gold in the mat. Because I keep doing it and I keep finding gold. And, you know, if I can get up to me 5 grams, I'll be sort of happy. And I will keep the tailings, because I think later I'll process the tailings with chemicals and to see what I missed. This is a bit more of an experiment more than anything. So now I've got it all swept up like that. And give it a quick mist, get rid of those bubbles. You can see that. And it's not super clean, but most of that is super fine gold. Happy days. I've still got the remainder of that bucket to go. And what I'm doing is I'm getting about 2 to 3 tablespoons, and then I'll clean it and then I'll do the process all over again. Yeah. Got to be happy with that, eh? Happy days. I've still got to do a heap of BGA chips I've got. I'm going to probably do them maybe next couple of weeks. Once I've got through this ram and I'm happy I've got all the gold out of the ram, I'm going to go down the avenue of doing the BGA chips and see what I got. I think I got about, I had 300 grams. I've got to find them. So I'm guessing 3 grams of gold out of those BGAs, but we'll see. And I've got a heap of chips I've got to do, like just normal little chips. So if you like this sort of stuff, subscribe to my channel and see what other methods I can come up with.